Merħba, welcome back to Learning Maltese with me, lesson 10. We've basically made it, sans the bonus lesson, the present tense and the imperative. It's lesson 10, so I guess I have to thank you for booking a lesson with me on italki, to thank you for your continued interest in the Maltese language, to thank you for reaching this far. Am I being sarcastic or not? I don't know, you tell me. The present tense and the imperative. So, finally, we're going to understand why I spoke about the past tense first before the present tense, and why this is the natural order of things when learning the tenses in Maltese. I did write the present tense before the imperative. That was just for marketing purposes. Actually, the imperative is going to be learned before the present tense. All will be revealed momentarily. So, first of all, in Maltese, the present tense is known as the l-imperfett or the imperfect, which is actually a term which we use in English as well. And the imperative is also known as the command, il-kmand, or in Maltese, l-imperattiv. And this little very simple equation over here, or flow, l-imperattiv leads into the imperfect, into the l-imperfett. We're going to learn the command, and then we're going to learn the present tense. This is how we do it in Maltese. So, bear with me for a second. We're going to use our very famous example verb kiteb, which means to write. And the imperative of kiteb, so the command of kiteb, is ikteb and iktbu. Ikteb means you write, you singular, you write, ikteb il-homework, write your homework. Iktbu homework. You, all of you, write your homework. You're a teacher in a classroom of many students. Iktbu homework. Iktbu, issa, write, right now. What's happening over here? What is the transformation? Typically, in the most regular of cases, we are flipping the K and the I, so the first two letters. Kiteb, ikteb. Kitbu. So if I write down kitbu over here, this is they write. And this is where the iktbu comes from. So nothing's random. Let's do it for ħasel, which means to wash. What do you think it is? Aħsel. Whoops, I need to set my Maltese keyboard. Aħsel. Aħslu. If you know your conjugation of ħasel, then you'll be able to give me ħaslu, uma ħaslu, flip the two letters, we get aħslu. This is aħsel. What about this one over here with the ayn? Well, same thing. Agħlaq. agħlqu. Notice I'm putting the exclamation mark just to make it obvious that this is a command. The exclamation mark is not part of the grammar or the spelling. By no means. But I'm just doing it so we can visually identify the imperative. But let's look at the next three now. Fetaħ, raqat, and daħal. Look how I'm going to form the imperative here. Iftaħ and iftħu. Not iftaħ with the E. The E needs to change to an I. Or the E in Maltese needs to change to an E in Maltese. Why? Well, I can't give you an actual, easy to remember, easy to reference reason or rule. These are things that you just have to get used to. The general structure and idea is still there. We're flipping the first two. Vowel comes before consonant. That is a defining feature of all of the most irregular verbs. Let's look at the next one. Raqat becomes orqot and orqdu. You'll tell your children this. Orqot, please. Ek joġbok, orqot. Orqdu, ek joġobkom, orqdu, please. Sleep, go to sleep. Daħal, which means to enter. Idħol and iftħu. So, sometimes, if we're lucky, the vowel stays the same. If we're less lucky, the vowel needs to change. I can't give you more rhyme or reason to that. We'll just have to get used to them. check the description for a whole list of verbs in their mamma form, this is the mamma, okay? And in their imperative conjugation as well, both singular and plural. So, now, let's talk about the present. Ninu Toninu Jaħasra Tibkix. Ninu Toninu Jaħasra. Ninu Toninu, these are names. It's the same person, same name. You poor thing, don't cry. Ninu Toninu, you poor thing. This is a mnemonic for Maltese kids learning the language. Na, ta, ya, ta. Singular. This comma separates the two. Na, ta, ya, plural. Why am I identifying or highlighting this? Let's take kiteb again. And as we remember, ikteb and iktbu, this is the imperative. To get I right and you right, we're going to add each of these first letters in bold to our singular imperative, and for the plural, to our plural imperative. Jina nikteb, na, inti tikteb, huwa jikteb, hija tikteb, aħna niktbu, we're using this one now, okay, because we're in the plural, aħna niktbu, intom tiktbu, huma jiktbu. I write, you write, he writes, she writes, we write, you write, and they write. And now you see why we do the imperative before the present tense, and why we do the past tense before the imperative. We need the mamma. Everything comes from the mamma. Flip the first two letters to get our imperative, or maybe make a slight change to the vowel. And then from there, apply natayata nataya to our imperative to achieve the present tense. And this is the flow. Do the present tense conjugation. Answers in the description. So, it should be fairly easy. We've already conjugated these in terms of the imperative right now in this lesson. And you can find the answers over there. All right, sneak peek, bonus lesson 1. Let's listen to a story. I've already prepared the notes over here. That will be in the ultimate lesson of this first course. Thank you very much for following. If you have any questions, write me a comment. It's not just about italki. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you may have on YouTube. Of course, it would be nice to see you on italki as well. So the mandatory showing my profile over here. I hope you enjoyed this course. Do check out the bonus lesson 1 as well. It's just a very simple listening passage to help us put a ribbon on these 10 lessons on this 10 course journey that we've embarked on together. Until then, thank you very much. Grazzi u saħħa.